Hey, this is pretty cool. Buster in the iHeartRadio Q102 Philadelphia studio with comedian Paul Mecurio. Thank you for popping by, man. You got a big show coming to the City Winery. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's great to be here, man. It's March 29th, Saturday. Haven't been in City Winery yet. I've been in Philly before doing stand-up, so it's called Permission to Speak.
Yeah, so this isn't just you doing a stand-up show.
Well, it's stand-up and me telling my stories, which is basically my stand-up is like my stories and whatever, but it's also the crowd, the audience, and getting them involved, but it's more than just crowd work. Like crowd work is like, you got a hat on and I start busting your chops about your hat.
Yeah,
right?
where'd you get the hat?
Yeah, or I got a bit about a hat that's perfectly written.
Sure.
And I want to pretend like I improvised it, which drives me effing crazy. Just do the bit about the hat.
We're getting the inside baseball here. I love it. Okay.
So, but what happened was I would start talking to somebody superficially, and then you ask that, you interview people, you ask that second, third, and fourth question, you get like crazy stories, like amazing, funny, bizarre, like whatever. And so some producers saw me doing this in New York, and they said, those people were plants, right? I'm like, no. They go, well, how did it all work out? I'm like, I don't know. I just talk to people, and I ask them questions, and then I react to it.
We get that here on Q102, man. People will call into the show, and a lot of times I'll get accused of like, oh, you set that person up. I'm like, no, man. This is just the wackiest of people.
Everybody listening right now, you all have a story. If you're over the age of 5, and I'm telling you, it could be serious. It could be and so this ended up becoming a theater show that we were doing in New York, off-Broadway, and then Broadway. We have a set designed by the set designer for The Late Show, which is a show I work on. Yeah. We have animation by J.J. Settlemeyer, who did Beavis and Butthead, all the SNL TV Funhouse videos. And so the show is like, look, we're kind of divisive and in each other's face. If we get together and share stories, we realize we have more in common than we think, and maybe we don't have to be, at each other all the time. I don't talk politics. It's like a giant hang. It's like we're hanging in somebody's big basement, having drinks and telling stories.
And that's the vibe at City Winery too, so that's pretty cool. You can grab tickets now?
Yep. They go to citywinery.com, and it's March 29th, and first time in the venue. Would love you guys to buy tickets so my kid can get those shoes that he needs.
Needs or wants.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny you talk about like people volunteering information, right?
Yeah.
Like certain people will just tell you anything everything.
I said, and you asked I said to a guy, I go, you could tell stuff by body language. Like a 30-something guy, kind of a tough guy, street guy. I go, what's going on? You're in a bad mood. He goes, yeah, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I go, what happened? He goes, she wouldn't listen to me. I go, what happened? He goes, I told her not to shoplift at CVS. Wait, did you just say at CVS? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah. I taught her how to shoplift. Anyway, no, not anyway. Yeah. What do you mean? He goes, yeah, I shoplift. That's how I make money. I either keep the stuff or I sell it. And I go, how long have you been doing this? Well, I've been stealing stuff since I was 12. I would steal bikes in the neighborhood and then sell them back to the kids I stole them from, or I beat them up. Now, the audience is doing what your face is doing right now, which is like, what the F, right? Because he doesn't think this is abnormal. Right. And he's not trying to be funny, which was perfect. There was no self-awareness. It was just to him like, I go, so what happened? He goes, well, she nagged me. And I said, look, I'm not going to teach you because you're just going to waste it. You're going to shoplift at stupid places like TJ Maxx or CVS instead of good places like Saks. So he's not saying don't shoplift. He's saying if you're going to do it, do it in the right, like a Jedi mind thing or something. So I go, what happened? He goes, well, end of story. I teach her. First thing she does, got a call in the middle of the night. She's arrested. She went to CVS, got arrested for lipstick and a hand mirror. I go, what happened? He goes, I broke up with her. He goes, when? He goes, in the back of the squad car. I don't need this aggravation. Place goes crazy. Now, the point in that is like, to him, that's normal. Now, I wouldn't do it and you wouldn't do it. And I'm not, but we don't judge in the show. It's just like, say whatever you want to say.
Why would you? I mean, my grandma was always the best with that. She was a volunteer of information. Even when I was a real young kid, we'd go to the store and she'd be there buying her cigarettes and her lottery tickets because, of course, and she'd be like, oh, well, this is my grandson, Brandon. His mom didn't marry his dad. Grandma, they didn't ask for any of that.
But I say it in the opening of the show. And again, it's a stand-up show for the most part, but it's got a lot of interesting crowd work that's different. It's not your traditional comedy. I say in the beginning, look, everybody has a story. Yeah. Some people want to tell their story, and some people need to tell their story. And I really believe that. Like, I think people feel unheard. So this is a place where you can come, say whatever you want, don't be judged. And don't worry about political correctness, because I got a thing about that. Like, it's too it's gotten too crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be crazy in your line of work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think stand-up is the best art form to push back on that, right? Like, because you should be able to say things that maybe other people think they can't say, but there become a lot of rules of what you can and can't say. Now, so anybody listening, I'm all for being PC. Like, I do think there are lines that you shouldn't cross.
Okay.
But I think the pendulum's got to swing back into the middle because it's gotten crazy. Like, I feel like people are trying to catch people. Like, they... Not just on stage, like in real life. Like, ooh, what did he mean by that? What did Buster mean by, especially if you're, a white male or whatever. So, for example, this happened in real life to my wife and I. We live in New York City, walking our dog in Central Park. Our dog's on a leash because that's the law. Guy's dog's not on the leash. Big dog, scaring people, kids around. My wife very nicely says to him, "Sir, excuse me, your dog really should be on a leash." And he goes like this, "Why? Because it's a pit bull?" Like implying that we were racist toward pit bulls. I'm like, no, because it's got a baby in its mouth, okay? Because it's got prison tattoos and nunchucks, okay?
It's smoking.
It's smoking. It's got Chesterfields. It's like, can we just like relax? Like I'm in Walmart. I'm in line to pick up a package. Guy ahead of me getting his package. Woman behind the counter goes like this. Hands the package. Here you go, honey. Sign here, honey. Have a nice day, honey. And a guy goes like this. I have honey at home for my tea. When you call me honey, I feel that's verbal sexual assault.
Whoa.
And I snapped and I went, "You're an a-hole in Walmart." He goes, "What?" I go, "What do you mean what? Like, what do you, she's trying to be nice, make your day nice. You're going to ruin it with this overly sensitive nonsense. What's it? He goes, "Well, I felt that was verbal assault." I go, "You thought that was verbal assault?" No. This is verbal assault. You're a pathetic man that will live alone and never procreate, and you have a lot of cats, okay? That's verbal assault. So I think it's gotten a little whatever, and so you just kind of bring it back and just tell everybody relax a little bit,
Yeah, I think when you're at a spot like City Winery and enjoying your show, permission to speak, it's like you want that permission to let it rip, right?
Yeah, and so, the show is directed by Frank Oz, who...
Yeah, legendary, right?
Created the Muppets, created Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, directed everybody from Marlon Brando to Robert De Niro, Eddie Murphy, Steve Martin, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Bowfinger. He's the original Yoda. He created Yoda.
Wow.
Buster, try being directed by Yoda. The friggin' guy's never wrong. And the backwards talking thing never stops. You take Frank out to dinner. Steak I will have. I get it, Frank. You're Yoda. Take your hand out of my ass. I'm not a puppet. And let's eat. No, it's amazing. He can see, like he just sees something way before I see it in directing me and directing the show. And he got involved because he thought, it's funny, but also there's like a humanity to it. And he liked the idea of like, it, kind of bringing people together through stories and people hanging out after the shows and connecting. It's pretty cool. Like strangers going up, you'll say something on stage and then, they'll either live, maybe you mentioned where you live and they grew up there and they start, it's so like a cool, like communal thing happens after the show.
So not only are you doing this show, but also you work a lot with Stephen Colbert, right?
Yeah, I perform on that show regularly. I go back to the Daily Show as one of the original writers and performers on that show. I worked on the Colbert Report and work on this show. I just did another set of stand-up on the Late Show with Colbert like about a week ago.
How is that? Does that ever get like... Are you at a point now where your nerves, I mean, you've been doing this for so long, but this is still TV. TV's TV, right?
Especially, it's the number one show in late night, and it's probably, I think, one of the his most historic stages. I mean, you're on the Ed Sullivan stage where the Beatles played and Elvis and like.
I've heard of them.
Always get nervous. You always get nervous. If you don't get nervous, then you should stop because there's something wrong. But you can't get nervous to the point where you're like. But it's a funny thing. Once you get out there, at least for me, and you get that first laugh and you settle in, it's like your room. And then it just works. And then you take your time. You have to take your time in TV because if you're rushing, you look like you're nervous. Yeah. So you got, and then audiences will be generous and they'll give you applause breaks and stuff. And I had one joke, and the punchline started to get an applause break, and I actually was so comfortable. I went, wait, no, don't applaud. These three women are still laughing at the joke. And people commented that I was like, so yeah, we're really well. But like, yeah, it's fun. And, like Steven, huge drinker. Yeah. Oh my God. Plus he's very hairy. You have to shave his back for every episode. He's a hairy Irishman. No, it's cool, but you do get like, and you have to work that material. Like I probably worked on that set for at least a couple of months.
You seem to be a knowledge tree, right? Are you a parent? You got
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because I'm about to be a first-time parent here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, in August.
Oh.
We're having our baby. You got some?
Yeah.
Let's go. You got some advice?
Huge mistake. No. We have a boy. First time walking, awesome. Like he was 13 months old. And I never forget it. Like he would walk 10 feet and then he'd sit and he'd walk 10 feet and sit and walk 10 feet and sit. And I realized he's going to be a security guard. Now, you're supposed to say, this is the best thing that ever happened to me having a kid. Not so much. I mean, you love your kid and you will love your child, but there are going to be some days where you wish he walks into the woods and never comes back. Yeah. Because it's every minute of any parent listening knows what I'm talking about. What you're going to find out is every minute of the day is now theirs, not yours. You take a back seat. So, for example, my son is 7 at the time, baseball player, has a 3-day tournament, a travel tournament. My wife's like, you should go, father-son bonding weekend. So I went. And at the end of the weekend, it hit me, I don't really care for the kid.
Take him back.
Because every minute of the day, it's their stuff. First of all, you put a kid in a hotel, he wants to eat. You got to feed him, by the way. Don't forget.
Oh,
and he wants a grilled cheese sandwich. Well, in a hotel, they hose you on everything. It's $18 for a grilled cheese sandwich with a shriveled up pickle and no French fries. Then they burn one corner of the little thing, and the kid can't eat it, the little baby. I got to get another grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, you laugh. I'm $36 into bread and cheese. I got nothing to show for it. And then, it's my Saturday night, too. I want to go to a strip club, and he starts complaining.
Yeah.
Daddy, the lady on the pole scares me. This Jack Daniels is burning my throat.
Little punk.
And then you're going to try to explain things to him because you're going to get questions where you're like, I don't. And then I just try to BS him. Like he said to me one time, he was little, and we were watching like the Discovery Channel. He goes, Daddy, why does a platypus look that way? Like, I don't know. I think God got exhausted after creating everything for 6 days, and he just gave up. He was like, what do we got left for spare parts in the warehouse? Was that a duck's bill? Put it on a beaver's ass and get it out of here.
Throw it in.
Throw it in.
When I was a kid, I asked my old man, because I was a TV kid. I loved watching TV, so I was hooked on the commercials. I remember asking my old man, hey, what's a yeast infection? And he said it was when women grow bread under their armpits. So you just make stuff up, don't you?
You completely wing it. You just you don't know. You don't. It's like whatever, and you're gonna be exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some days I wish I could just have a stroke for 2 weeks. Not anything bad. I'm not
just
making
a nice
fun.
Little break.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of anybody who had a stroke. God, whatever. Hope you're fine. But just you got to lie in a bed. You can't. You got to poop in a bag because whatever. Somebody has to clean you, and they have to feed you, and you can watch TV. Just 2 weeks, and then boom, I'm back from the stroke 100%. That's all. That's not asking a lot. But no, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
Here is the one thing that really, in all seriousness, you have your routine right now, right? Like we all do, and everybody listening. If you don't have a kid, you come home, and I don't know, maybe you go to the gym, or you come home, you grab a beer, you sit down, you start watching some TV. It's going to take you like a few months, and you're going to be driving home and think you're going to do that, and you're going to be, oh, no, wait, there's a small human being there that's going to completely take my time. So all of that routine is going to change. If he can't sleep or she can't sleep, scotch.
Little booze.
Yeah, you can snack him out.
Right,
a little
weed.
Little weed, just a little blow, you know what I'm saying? A little shotgun in the mouth. Hello? Oh, hi. This is Child Services is here. Hi. Come on in.
Well, before they take you away in a straitjacket, City Winery, this is March 29th. You can grab tickets now. Just go to citywinery.com. Paul Mecurio, very funny, man. We appreciate you popping by the Q102 studio.
Thanks for having me. This is really fun. We got a mutual friend that introduced us my first time on the show. Love it. And, love you guys to come out there. First time in the venue. Want to sell it out. Come back. Do more and more. So, really cool show and something different that we're really proud of. So if you like stand-up and you like little crowd work stuff, I think you're going to really love it. So March 29th, City Winery.
And next time you're in New York, Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Absolutely. Go online, get tickets. And sometimes I'm performing on that show regularly, so you'll probably see me there. And you should come up.
I'm in.
Especially with that little annoying human being showing up before he.
I know, yeah. Before that comes
up.
and takes over my life, I gotta pop in.
How much longer?
August.
Oh, Yeah, you should come up with your wife. Seriously.
1000%.
Yeah, my luck, she'll have the kid right in the show.
Yeah.
Whose guest is that? Sorry.
Paul Mecurio, thanks for popping in, man. You're the man.
Thanks, brother.